Hey everyone, it's the Afro Adventure here, and today I want to talk about a little something that's kind of been on my mind lately, and that is why do people hate rap? Lately I've been checking out a lot of videos here on YouTube about why people dislike or even hate rap. Over the past few months I've been burying myself pretty deep in hip-hop music to better understand the art, and I've heard a lot of great music, but still I see many people saying that they hate rap for these several reasons. 1. All they talk about is sex, drugs, money, cars, and guns. 2. Rappers are bad influences. 3. Rap isn't real music and takes no skill. 4. Too much swearing. And 5. The same messages every time. Now, keep in mind that all of these are incredibly subjective reasons. None of it is fact. What I'll attempt to do is counteract each of these reasons for disliking hip-hop music as well as dissect hip-hop as a whole to the best of my ability. So, shall we begin? So, the first reason I hear among all others is that rap is all about things like money, women, cars, etc., and that they don't talk about anything meaningful. And to that, I say you clearly haven't actually heard rap music before. My guess is that you listen to whatever they play on the radio. Certainly if you turn on the radio or listen to whatever everyone else is listening to, and this is really big in like high school, chances are you're going to hear some pretty sucky rap music and almost immediately be turned off by it. The last thing you want to do is say you want to give rap a chance and then listen to someone like Waka Flocka Flame or Chief Keef. And to be honest, I have to admit there are a lot of rappers that talk almost exclusively about these things. These aren't the artists that you want to go straight into. What you want to do is do a little research on some of the most revered rappers to ever live. Chances are you'll come upon the likes of the notorious B.I.G, Tupac Shakur, Eminem, Jay-Z, Rakim, Ice Cube, Nas, Andre 3000, and others of that sort. These are the artists you want to start off with. The majority of these artists talk a great deal about life in the hood, growing up, the struggle regarding African Americans, and making it into such a grueling business. They talk about politics, religion, life, death, love, emotions, domestic violence, selling drugs to get by, and now hip-hop would eventually save them from a life of risking life and limb selling crack on the streets. The second reason is that rappers are a bad influence, and when people give this reason, they're usually referring to the fact that they sell drugs, drink a lot, swear, get high, and treat women poorly. First of all, in my honest opinion, I don't feel like rappers are trying to be a good influence on anybody. I feel that rather than being a good influence, they just want to be some kind of influence in general. Just look at people like Tupac, and more recently Kendrick Lamar, who is very much a disciple of Tupac. They want to influence the black community to band together in these times of struggle and stop creating senseless violence amongst each other. Yes, these artists may drink a lot, get high, and refer to women as bitches, but for the first two of these, that's kind of just them, and if you have a problem with these artists partaking in alcohol and pot, that's a problem on your end and not theirs. Now, regarding the whole disrespect of women in hip-hop, this is a difficult one to tackle, and I honestly can't say too much on it. It's become such a norm in rap music to refer to women as bitches, but that's not really an excuse. If I could paraphrase something Tupac once said, if you act like a bitch, I'll refer to you as a bitch, but if you act like a lady, I'll treat you like a princess. He even talks about respecting women in his song Keep Your Head Up. I'll put a link to that music video in the description. The bitches these rappers refer to aren't females they have feelings for. And you never hear these rappers referring to their actual wives or girlfriends as bitches. In actuality, a lot of these rappers are quite polite when it comes to actual women, shy even. You just never see it. All I can really say is that it's used for artistic purposes. And as for the whole selling drugs bit, a vast majority of rappers actually discourage selling drugs. So why do they talk about it so much? To tell the true story of how a lot of these kids in the hood would sell drugs to make it by. Too young to find a job, but just old enough to sling some crack on the streets, you see. However, a common story among rappers is that once they discovered hip-hop, it changed their lives completely and would actually quit selling drugs. There's nothing more, discouraging than hearing from someone who actually experienced something. So the third reason is that rap takes no skill and it's not real music. I hear this a lot, how it's easy to write some rhymes and speak them, and how because the rappers don't sing, it's hardly considered music. Let me clarify something. Rap stands for rhythm, and poetry. Do people typically sing when reciting a poem? No. Rap is quite literally poetry over a beat, and that's just really putting it into layman's terms. So why do people think it's so easy? Let me tell you, I've been writing songs for nearly 5 or 6 years, and to be quite honest, writing a rap is incredibly difficult. Thinking of clever rhymes, wordplay, flow, and the subjects are just hard, and then actually performing it is even harder, because there are so many different ways you can take it before it actually sounds right and to your liking. The fourth reason is too much swearing. For a lot of people, the consistent use of profanity ruins the song for them. But I tend to look at it like this, and this is a bit of a history lesson for you. In the 1920s to about the late 40s, jazz was without a doubt the top form of music. It was considered high class, refined, and intelligent through artists like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and Ella Fitzgerald, just to name a few. Then in the 1950s, early forms of rock and roll started to emerge. And for those people that grew up in the 20s up until that point, it was nothing but loud, raucous jungle noise and devil music. It had sexual overtones up the wazoo, and it got kids dancing like there wasn't a care in the world. And it actually got these kids wanting to be rock stars as opposed to having real careers like being lawyers or doctors. But we look at that same genre now as classic rock. The likes of Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, the Everly Brothers, and Jerry Lee Lewis are considered some of the greatest artists of all time. Rock was created to break the norm of what was considered tame music, even though a lot of times jazz was anything but. Just look at Cab Calloway's performances, or even some of Louis Armstrong's performances. Rap is the exact same way. It was created to break the norm of tame music, and the swearing is used more as an artistic point. Rap is in your face, blunt, heavy, rude, and that's the entire point. But the point of the song is not the swearing, it's the actual message. If you can get past the immense profanity, you might find a message that really speaks to you. And if you really have that much of a problem with profanity, just listen to a clean version of the song. Finally, the fifth reason is the same messages every single time. With all that I've said, yes, a lot of rappers do have similar messages, but that's because many of them came from the same place, you see. Rappers from Compton like Eazy-E, Kendrick Lamar, The Game, Dr. Dre when he was still rapping, of course, will all have a similar story of what life was like growing up in the city of Compton. New York rappers like Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas will have similar stories growing up and living in New York, but each one is unique in their own sense because of the style of their rapping. The difference in their flow and their own personal experiences. So yes, a lot of messages revolve around each other, but that doesn't mean, that doesn't make them unoriginal at all. Lastly, a few personal words. I honestly believe a lot of people don't like rap because they simply don't understand it. And what I mean by that is that they're not from places like New York or Compton or Atlanta where the majority of rap is centered. They didn't grow up in places where, the kind of struggle these rappers are talking about was going on. They don't, they won't care much for messages like the ones the rappers are talking about. Anyways, I'm definitely no rap aficionado, but I've just been studying the art a lot lately. Another thing I hear quite often from people who claim to dislike rap is that there are only a few good rappers out there, and when they say that, they usually refer to Eminem, and only Eminem. They say that he's, a great rapper who talks about real stuff and never uses the N-word. I'm going to be honest, and this is from personal experience. Eminem is the gateway rapper. For a lot of people who don't like rap, they listen to Eminem and they partially change their minds. That's how it was with me, but I can say that Eminem isn't the only great rapper out there, but if he's, the gateway, maybe that's a good thing. It gets more people into rap. He's very talented, so, I gotta give him that. Currently, my favorite rappers are Eminem, of course, Notorious B.I.G, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, DMX, Redman, Tupac, and Del the Funky Homo Sapien. A very generic list for sure, but of all these rappers, they can claim the status of greatest of all time, for the most part, in their own right, so. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it shed a little light onto the hip-hop world and everything, and maybe you'll get into hip-hop if you previously did not like it. And if anything I said maybe was not right with you, maybe offended you or anything, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on what you think about rap and hip-hop and everything. What do you think about the artists and their messages and songs, albums, whatever. Also, if you really like this video, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. If you want more videos like this, please let me know, because I'm very willing to do more things about what I'm thinking. This is just kind of something I've been thinking about lately. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but you know, I had to do some different things with it and take it in different directions and everything, make sure I got all my thoughts out. So yeah, here it is. Anyways, thank you for watching, and look forward to more videos coming soon, and so long.